Jodie Foster, the acclaimed two-time Oscar-winning actress and director who has been a prominent figure in the entertainment industry since her childhood, recently shared deeply personal and reflective thoughts on the pervasive issue of misogyny and how she believes she narrowly escaped more severe forms of abuse during her early years in Hollywood. In a candid conversation on NPR's Fresh Air, the 63-year-old star opened up about the realities faced by women in the workplace, particularly in an industry notorious for its power imbalances and history of exploitation. Foster began by acknowledging a universal truth that many women can relate to: misogynist microaggressions are an unfortunate but common part of professional life for females across various fields. She described these as subtle yet persistent behaviors, comments, or attitudes that undermine, belittle, or objectify women based solely on their gender. "Anybody who's in the workplace has had misogynist microaggressions," she stated matter-of-factly. "That's just a part of being a woman, right?" This admission sets the stage for her deeper introspection, as she moved beyond the everyday slights to question why she avoided the more terrible experiences that have plagued so many others in Hollywood, especially young women and child actors. The key to her protection, Foster explained after much self-examination, lies in the extraordinary power she unexpectedly gained at a remarkably young age. She started her career as a child performer, appearing in commercials and television roles from the age of 3. By the time she was 12, she had already built a significant presence in the industry. However, it was her first Academy Award nomination in 1977, for her unforgettable performance as the young prostitute Iris in Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver, that truly transformed her status. This nomination catapulted her into a rare category: a child who was no longer just vulnerable talent but someone with real influence and visibility. Foster reflected on this shift with striking clarity. She realized that by the age of 12, she possessed a certain amount of power. Once the Oscar nomination arrived, she became part of a different category of people that had power. In her words, she was suddenly too dangerous to touch. The implication is profound. Predators and those who might exploit others in the industry recognized that harming her could backfire dramatically. She could potentially ruin people's careers by speaking out, or she could simply raise an alarm by calling for help, something she referred to metaphorically as calling uncle. As a result, she was effectively removed from the block, where more vulnerable individuals were targeted. This revelation carries heavy emotional weight, especially in the context of Hollywood's long-documented history of abuse, from the casting couch scandals to the #MeToo movement that exposed systemic predation. Foster's experience highlights a painful irony. Protection in such an environment often comes not from ethics or safeguards but from personal leverage and public stature. She pondered aloud how she got saved, contrasting her path with the countless stories of young actresses who faced far worse. Her early fame, while burdensome in many ways, including intense media scrutiny and personal challenges, acted as a shield that many others lacked. Foster's career trajectory underscores this point. After Taxi Driver, she continued to take on challenging roles, earning her first Oscar win in 1989 for The Accused, a film directly addressing sexual assault, and her second in 1992 for The Silence of the Lambs. These achievements further solidified her status as a powerful figure. Yet her comments reveal a lingering sense of survivor's guilt or curiosity about privilege. Why her when so many others were not spared? She has long been an advocate for women's issues, and this interview adds another layer to her voice in discussions about gender dynamics in entertainment. The broader implications of Foster's statements extend far beyond her personal story. They prompt reflection on how power structures in Hollywood and workplaces everywhere can protect some while leaving others exposed. Microaggressions, though less overt than outright abuse, contribute to a toxic culture that normalizes inequality. Foster's acknowledgement that such behavior is just a part of being a woman speaks to a shared female experience, yet her escape through early recognition highlights the uneven playing field. It also raises questions about the responsibility of those in power to create safer environments for everyone, not just the already empowered. In sharing this, Foster continues to use her platform thoughtfully. Her words serve as both a personal reckoning and a call for awareness. They remind us that true change requires dismantling the systems that allow power imbalances to dictate safety. For young actors entering the industry today, her story is a sobering reminder of the importance of protection, mentorship, and vigilance, while also celebrating the resilience of someone who navigated a difficult landscape and emerged as a respected icon.